Welcome back, everyone. I'm Seth Roth, and today we're diving into episode 2 of our Scrooge McDuck run as we take over the world from Flanders. Our first goal will be to make more money than kings and then emperors, and then things will just get better from there. If you're new to the channel, feel free to like this video and subscribe. Also, before we get into it, tell me what's the favorite way that you guys have of making money in Crusader Kings 2? Because you can make money in the military aspect, you can make money through diplomacy, you can make money through religion by making your bishops like you or your other religious leaders. What really works for you guys? Keep that in mind as we dive into episode 2 of our Scrooge McDuck run. Enjoy. Alright, so here's our first challenge. I was kind of forced to expand earlier than I wanted to, so now I have all 6 of these counties, but I only have enough dimension for 5. Now, the challenge here is once you start going over, it drastically cuts the amount of taxes you can get because you don't have the stewardship skills to balance the taxes and the politics and the needs of all these regions simultaneously. So the first thing we're going to do to try and turn this around is we're going to try and go for we're going to try and centralize control a bit more. So that should increase my Demesne limit by 1, which is exactly what we need. So we're going to punch that and hope that it gets passed fairly quickly. And okay, yeah, I've got the cynical trait. The focus in this initial run is more internal, trying to get as much money and as much income as possible. Ah, yes, the ransom has been paid, so that brings me back up to 160. When you're first starting out, I highly recommend having at least 100 and almost 200 gold, because that covers the cost of the cheapies, the cheap mercs. And, oh, this is not good. Let's see. So, son was born to Duke Scrooge of Flanders, named Morgan. Okay, so I have an issue now. I have 2 sons, but unfortunately we're stuck in Gavelkind right now, which means that if I die, these 6 duchies, the 6 counties that I've worked so hard to combine, will get split between the 2 sons. And that is difficult to remedy without somebody dying. So we're going to try and avoid that. The best way to do that is for my guy to live another, 4 or 5 years? Once I've lived for 10 years, once I've ruled for 10 years, I will be able to convert to Tanistry. And that is a much simpler form of succession, where as long as you have a member of your dynasty present, your family line will continue to run the dynasty. It does have its own complications, but this early in the game it's not going to be much of an issue. Alright, we're going to use our diplomacy to help Murian. She's having a difficult time after her pregnancy. Her mood is not improved. And the middle-age mentality is great. Perhaps some old sin is weighing on her soul. Or she has postpartum depression. Alright, I am sure I can calm her down, because apparently my diplomacy and kindness is a cure for depression. Who knew? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and hope that Alright, so 8 out of 18 of my vassals have approved the low centralization law. Once that passes off, it should bring my Demesne limit up to 6, and then I shouldn't have to do anything more drastic. Alright, I've been presented with an opportunity to mint new coins. Now this is a bit tricky. You can pay 100 gold for 100 prestige, which that has a place if you have a lot of money and not enough prestige. You can use counterfeits to try and get both gold and prestige, but if you become more greedy and more deceitful, while it does boost your intrigue, it does make it more difficult for your vassals, particularly your mayors, to trust you. So I hesitate to do that. The stewardship opportunity I'm waiting for is a trip to foreign lands, because that can make a crap ton of money. Yes, in the Middle Ages, a metric unit of measurement was a crap ton, of course. So we're looking at 6 out of 5, we've got 8 out of 10, and there's really no way to speed up this voting process to get this working. So we're just going to leave that as is, and hope that that's going to resolve itself soon. If it doesn't, there is a trick you can do if you're just over by 1 or 2 and you want to keep things within your line, and that is to take one of these counties and actually give them to your heir. So what I would do is I would give my heir the landed title, for example, of Guinness, and that would bring me back down to 5, and then he would be maintaining those lands. Which isn't a bad idea, because if he's going to be your ruler and you already get him started ruling an actual county before he becomes king, that gives him a chance to build up some prestige of his own and some money and some core character traits. So that really is a good idea if you know who your heir is going to be. With Tanistry, it can flip around a bit. Okay, my bet worked out great. My wound has healed, and I now have a scar. And the scar gives you both monthly prestige and opposite trait opinion. Because, you know, women like their scars. Okay. Well, not their scars, but your scars. A scars. The right scars, not appendix scars. Okay, we're going to go ahead and hold a summer fair, because we're getting up a little bit of extra spending money here. And we're going to go ahead and... Oh, yes, I forgot. We can banish... This is the Hermelind. He was the one that was trying to... take over. He had the 2 counties in Flanders that I took from him. He hates me. And but if we banish him, we can take his life savings. It's only 31 gold, but, you know, I'm sure I can put it to better use than he will. Now, at the start of our fair, the archery contest went very well. The clout and the space around it was filled with arrows. Some of them had hit the bullseye, some of them missed the clout altogether. The winner was a modest man who disappeared rather quickly after he collected his prize. So either I can be suspicious and become paranoid. I really haven't seen any perks to being paranoid. I mean, it boosts your intrigue, but I tend to, at least for this run, we're playing quote-unquote nice. We're going for kind, gregarious, diplomatic, because things are going to shift into a more elective direction soon, and we want to make sure we're ready for that. There are other runs, though, if you went like pure martial and intrigue, where that would be beneficial. I can arrest him, but then I deal with revolt risks, and with the most recent upgrades to Crusader Kings 2, revolts can be really nasty. So I think instead we're just going to lose the extra gold and get some charity points. Alright, okay, yeah, I don't really care if the Islamic factions are getting along or not. We're at 250 gold now, so we're finally starting to get up there. Okay, we've got a monkey trainer to the summer fair, but the monkey refused to ride on top of the pig. Trainer beat the monkey with a stick, which led the other monkeys to attack the trainer, biting him and hitting him with his own stick. I actually had a friend of mine that grew up in the jungles of Mission, Argentina, and he was telling me about the Boy Scouts that would go out camping, and he said, you know, the anacondas and the jaguars weren't really an issue because they're very territorial, right? You stay out of their territory and you're fine. But the real problem was the monkeys that would run into the camp, and they would grab your food and your tent and your sticks, and they would beat you with it, or bite you, or punch you. Like, monkey violence is a really big problem down in the jungles of Argentina. I had no idea, and I'm being 100% serious. Okay, we're going to go ahead and dismiss this guy. 5 gold to not have any more monkey shenanigans again. Okay, my courtier Sigalsis has informed me that Count Uric of Toxandria... Toxandria? That's a real place? Oh man. Hi, my life is toxic. Tried to recruit her into a scheme to seduce my wife. Okay, that's not happening. Okay, so... that Randy Goat. Okay, so I hate him because he's trying to seduce my wife. Okay, the summer fair has ended. I got some prestige from that. But my real concern is this guy. Let's see. So... he hates me. He's a rival. He's trying to come after my wife. His heir is very old and already the duke of 2 other locales. So, okay. Let's see what his situation is. He's only got 2 vassals, though. So he's... okay, so he only has this 1 county. He's not even a duke. So I might be alright. Killing him without ticking off someone who has as many counties as me would be tricky. So we might be able to let that slide for now. We shall see. Alright, so my main thing here, I really need to make sure that my guy lives for the next 10 years, because I've got to change the succession laws before my country gets split. So we're going to switch to a diplomacy. No, we're going to switch to hunting. If I can. Let's see. Oh, I have to wait 2 more years before I can switch my lifestyle. The Avar, okay, more problems in Islam world. The Cognate has collapsed. I really don't care. I am Scrooge. I am just running my little empire up here in France. My father-in-law has passed away. That's very sad. Okay, Demesne is still too big because we're still waiting on this vote. 8 out of 18. Yeah, it can take a while for those votes to go through, but just gotta be patient. 2 more years, and then I will be able to switch my lifestyle, and that will promote my livelihood. Wait, so Kuno of Portois tried to recruit her into a scheme to seduce my wife. Well, where's this guy? That's a different guy. Wow, like everyone is gunning for my wife. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and, let's see, so she likes me by 42. Wow, I lost opinion with her when I found out someone was trying to seduce her. Okay, I know it's not the best cure for marital issues, but I'm giving her some money, and hopefully that will make her like me. Wait, she's still pregnant? Oh, she's breastfeeding. These two guys, she hasn't even finished breastfeeding. They're still shooting for my wife. Alright, King Carl of West Francia is claiming to know that I am promoting heresy, but promises to keep this to himself, but I promise to stay out of all factions. So, technically he's lying, but this early in the game I wasn't really planning on pushing factions anyway, because I don't have the money to back it up. So for now, I have no choice but to agree, but one option would be nuking his opinion of me, which means other dukes can come after me and he won't stop them. So, wow, we're at 23. We're supposed to be buddies. And he goes and, oh, geez. Okay, so this is the downside of not paying attention to your environment. Yeah, he has inherited a lot. You remember, West Francia was really tiny, now it's huge. So this is why he's focusing on anti-factioning everyone, because that whole mess is going to become a problem very quickly. Okay, so we have a bishop that our chancellor is trying to suck up to, and he apparently has done a horrible job, but at least he's not ticking off the king, so that's something. Let's go ahead and have a look at finding some replacements. So for example, our steward has 9, we've got a new guy that wants to be steward, and he's at 12, so we're going to switch those guys out. I'm pretty sure our marshal, we're not going to find a better marshal, but we'll check. No. Spymaster. Oh, hello. Alright, we're going to pause just for this. Well, we've got a much better spymaster here. His ambition is to have a son, so okay, so yeah, let's do that. So now we've got an amazing spymaster. We're going to park him off in the middle of the godforsaken wilderness to do some spying and bring us some industry points. And that is going to be difficult. It'll be difficult for him to have a son under those circumstances, but that's way better for our kingdom. And, you know, our chancellor seems to be screwing up quite a bit, but I don't have anyone with a higher diplomacy, so we'll just have to deal with that for now. Alright, so our king is currently trying to attack the Saxons and take over the Saxon, add them to his West Francian Empire. I could get together and help, but I've only got 300 gold, and I have not been able to put any gold into my own infrastructure yet. So I haven't really been able to focus down on making a lot of money, and I need to do that. So we're not going to be participating in this war. We're just going to sit on the sidelines, and the first thing that you want to do is upgrade your castle town. If you can't upgrade your castle town, upgrade your castle walls, because those two rely upon each other. Alright, so while that's upgrading, several vicious rumors are circulating about me. With a lot of effort, I managed to trace them back to Prince Bishop Lambert of Amos. Where is he? He's down there. Man, I'm making a lot of enemies that are like on the other side of the map. Where are we even meeting? It's like 2 months journey just to see each other. Whatever. Okay, so I found out that he is trying to slander me. Lovely. Oh, okay, something happened. What happened to my chancellor? Hugbert is no longer chancellor. Oh, well, being dead. Okay, so he didn't show up for work one morning due to poor health at the age of 31. That is about what you'd expect from the Middle Ages. So who else do we have? Okay, so we've got the mayor of Bruges, and he is, yep, he's got a 14, which would be helpful. Problem is, he hates me. Let's see. Oh, I forgot about that. When your demesne is too big, it does give you a negative on the opinion from the rest of your vassals. Oh, and I recently fired him, so... Oh, he was the old spymaster. Oh, that's sad. That complicates matters. And you really do not want a chancellor that hates you because his job is to make people like you. That's bad. Okay, so... And vicious rumors. I'm kind of getting triple slammed here. I've got vicious rumors from that priest that was slandering me. I'm a foreigner because I'm trying to get tanistry in place to support my dynasty. I revoked titles because the guy was trying to take over what was left of my titles. And Demesne is too big. Okay, so let's go ahead and put Mr. 9 diplomacy in place right now. That's not going to last very long, because usually if there's someone in your court that has higher diplomacy, they start pressuring you to get into power because they're literally better at their job. But what we're going to do is use that as a cushion, right? So I've got a few weeks before people start getting antsy, and I'm going to use that time to fix the Demesne problem, because it's taken them too long to use the legal route. And then we'll see if I can fix a couple of these other negatives that I've got applied to me right now. So first off, problem with my wife. I'm having a hard time doing my work. My wife enters, suggests that she can help. This is actually one of my favorite little perks in the game, is despite the fact you're in a male-dominated society where most succession laws are male-run and so on, you can actually have your wife help you out, and it boosts not only your marital scores, but it gives you some extra perks in the game. And I like that idea. I like that idea of the couple working together to survive, because the Middle Ages were no cakewalk for anybody, even the nobles. Okay, improved relations with Lord. During my stay with the noble Santos, I have done my utmost to present my liege in a more favorable light. Oh yeah, I forgot. I am a chancellor for West Francia. Whoa, I am chancellor for a huge country right now. Sweet. Alright, my wife has received an education in diplomacy like me, so she quickly grasps the new obstacles to the problem. So this is kind of cool, because remember, when I was first picking a wife, I picked one that was a gray eminence just like me, lots of diplomacy just like me, and because of that I'm getting these extra bonuses, because she is also good at what she does. So I have the option of making her fall in love with me, or taking an opinion boost and getting cultural tech points instead. So cultural tech points would push my legalism, which is tempting, because I will eventually need, right there, medium crown authority or medium centralization will get my Demesne up to 7. So that's a good cushion if your next person in charge only has like 10 stewardship and can't handle things. So it is tempting to get those points, but I also like the idea of making my wife fall in love with me, because I keep getting guys that are trying to seduce her, and the best way to make sure that doesn't happen is to make her fall in love with me. So we're going to do that. Okay, so open counselor positions. What happened to this chancellor? Okay, so that's the Duchy tier, that's not it. Hugbert. Oh, okay, so I thought I put a new chancellor in power. Did I not already do that? I did. He must have died. Okay. So we'll try and put... I mean, this guy already hates me still, so I can't really... I don't want to put someone in power that is a negative. That's not good. So let's take care of the Demesne problem. And let's make sure he's the right kid, because I have multiple kids. Alright, so I go to my heir, who's 5 years old, and we're going to grant him the landed title, and we're going to give him the smallest of these counties, which is Guinness. Very small. Actually, you know what? I'd better give him our choice, because that one is landlocked and doesn't get ports, so he gets the poorest of them all. But by bequeathing him that, he's already in charge. Technically, he has a regent that's going to be running that county, but it brings my Demesne down 5, and if we just unpause for a sec and switch back, that should bring my... There we go. Okay, so now this guy somewhat tolerates me. And he likes me more because I gave him a promotion. And just to be clear, we're going to go ahead and give him Master of the Hunt as well, because you want your counselors to like you. Speaking of which, we're going to go ahead and make this court captain High Almoner. He will be part of handing out alms, which is an integral part of rulership and religious observance. And it seems fitting, right, to have your court representative with the church to be the High Almoner. That just matches for me. Alright, we're going to attempt to improve diplomatic relations with the king, I guess, and hope it works, because technically he sucks at his job. Technically. First, let's make sure I'm picking the right county. There's nothing worse than hitting like improved diplomatic relations, but you hit the wrong county, and then the thing pops up like, look, I've made this little mayor really love you, and you're like, that wasn't your job. That's not where I want you, or put you, at all. Oh, and I have room for 2 more commanders, so let's go ahead and top that off. Oh yeah, that guy is 17. I wasn't even looking at his... If he's that high, I'm good. Ooh, that guy's got 18. Okay. Oh, he's my spy master. Okay, so I just made my spy master my commander as well. Sweet. Alright, so we're at 300 gold. Okay, we're still waiting for our castle to upgrade. You want to start by upgrading your personal castle, the castle town specifically, because all of that goes into your pocket. Once you start upgrading like your cities, only a portion of those upgrades go to you because of taxes. You don't get all of it. So you want the order when you're trying to make yourself as rich as possible is upgrade your castle, then upgrade the cities within your personal county, your capital. Then you upgrade the cities in your periphery. Alright, let's see what's going on with King Carl of West. Oh geez. Okay, so this is my new diplomat with only 12 diplomacy skills because Mr. 14 hates me. He tried to make the king like me, but apparently he botched it. So let's see how bad this is. Oh, now the Lords of Flanders have approved the low centralization law, after I gave over my 6th county over to my son, of course. Alright, whatever. Okay, so this guy, oh, this is a problem. So he's insulted, and there's rumors about me, and I'm a foreigner. So that's potentially... Okay, so the problem with kings is if you... Oh, geez, no, I don't want to declare war unless it's a gift. They're expensive, right? It's 125 gold to pop his opinion of me. That sucks. Okay, so I'm apparently doing a great job of improving relations on behalf of my lord, but he doesn't like me at all. So, lovely. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me in the butt. Okay, so we've got some dukes that are separating their terrain. How are we looking here? We're almost done with castle walls, and that should be the upgrade necessary to upgrade Castle Town, which is where we're heading next. Okay, so our goal for the end of this video will be to fully upgrade your castle. And, well, we might go as far as to upgrade your county, because I've only got 2 of these. And, okay, as your efforts of gaining wealth grow, all the more determined you sleep less. I must have more gold. Oh, right, we were going to... Because the downside of the stewardship lifestyle is that you eventually get stressed. And stress significantly drops your longevity. Alright, your fertility, your health, stewardship even. Yeah, not good. So we're going to go with hunting, which raises your martial skill, gives you more health, and actually helps you relieve the stressed condition. So we're going to switch that. Kind of like his retirement is going off into the realm of dealing. Okay, alright, castle walls are done, so we're going to go ahead and hopefully, yep, castle town upgrade. Perfect. Alright, so that will give me another 2 gold per month. Group of hedge knights have come to visit Flanders. Baron Hunebert has met with them and asked for my reply. So if we welcome them, we'll lose gold, but we gain the trait gregarious. Now, given that I am Scrooge McDuck, and I am rich and popular, we're going to definitely take gregarious, even if it costs a little gold. Gregarious is cool because it gives you diplomacy and opinion boosts, right? And opinions, like, that's virtually everything in maintaining a county or a kingdom or an empire. If they like you, they're not likely to turn on you. Of course, our knights are klutzes and, of course, injured themselves. So we're going to also gain the trait just by losing our prestige, giving them piety, and allowing them to stay until they recover, despite the fact they apparently suck at their jobs. Okay, so we are in the middle of a holy war, but King Carl is the one starting it. So his holy war is going to be down there. I think we're going to keep our distance because our income is still super restricted right now. We are, however, going to crank this up to the fastest speed in the game, which basically means we'll be jumping from screen to screen to screen to screen whenever things happen. But it is the fastest way to boost your economy because your income just pours in. Speaking of which, okay, we're already halfway done. Kingdom of Italy, interesting. The ancient Lombard kingdom was established in Italy. Along the way, they have changed and influencing themselves in the regions. Okay, so yeah, Lombards have now become Kingdom of Italy. Good to know. I've actually never seen, like, okay, that's a lot of low priority messages. So let me pause and I'll show you how to deal with those. During my stay at the court, I have done my utmost. Okay, so I'm still doing a good job as a chancellor, like promoting my liege and his objectives. So if you hold down control click, it will get rid of all messages. If you hold down shift click, it will get rid of all messages of that type. So for example, if I shift click on this, any messages in here of someone being imprisoned will all be deleted. So because we just started a holy war, half of those messages was people being imprisoned, right? So obviously the Holy War is going well for King Carl. So we're going to, this is a way you can shift through, you can click down each type of message without having to go through all of them. For example, I don't really care about faction development yet because I'm still fairly new to all of this. I don't have enough money to do anything about it. Elected succession, vassal contracts. Alright, so we've cleaned the skate and we crank it back to full power again. Basically, my goal is to live long enough to switch the inheritance over to Tanistry so that I don't end up cutting my little count, my little duchy in half when I pass on. Come on, just a little longer. I wish this thing would give you a timer. It says I have to reign for 10 years. And I don't know. Okay, so I expressed my views on the whole religion and God thing a bit too loud and got in a lot of trouble with a priest because of it. God is dead. Lovely. Okay, well, yeah, they're not going to be crying for me when I pass on, that's for sure. Okay, we have a peace offer from King Carl. How did he do in that holy war? Ooh, oh my gosh. Wow, this is... Like, I've done this run a couple of times, and usually by now West Francia is, like, broken up into civil wars, and they've got a couple different kingdoms and duchies that are just tearing each other apart. I've actually never seen West Francia spread this far, this early in the game. Like, I've only been playing for, what, 10 years? Less than 10 years, because I can't even switch to Tanistry yet. And in less than 10 years, he's almost taken Rome. Oh my gosh. This King Carl is kicking butt. Alright, so, okay, it seems my diplomat finally did his job and got me a bit of goodwill with the king, which is good considering he is devastating. He's taken chunks out of Saxony, taken chunks out of Rome, and out of the Umayyad Empire. That is intense. Okay, oh, by any other name. Okay, so I have the option of giving my wife a nickname. I guess this is a reference to how cultures worked in the Middle Ages, because apparently I'll lose prestige if I'm too lovey-dovey with my wife, like giving her a nickname. If I give her a mean nickname, then she'll hate me if I call her the Burden. And there's always an option of picking something like neutral. I don't know why handsome would be considered neutral, although I guess in the Middle Ages, handsome was more of a gender-neutral term. If you go back in time a little bit, because handsome nowadays kind of applies to a guy. But if you're watching like the older movies, like in the 40s and 50s, they'll say like, "That's a handsome dame," and you're like, "What?" All right, so let's go ahead and sure, why not? Got my wife to fall in love with me. I've been trying to keep her opinion up. Let's go ahead and just call her the loyal. We'll take the prestige hit and be happy with that. So we do need to make sure that our child has a guardian. This can be a tricky factor to figure out. Basically, your son will inherit the school, like this main trait of the person that educates him. He will also inherit their culture. So you have to be very careful with that. If I, for example, have my wife become the guardian for my son, there's a chance he'll become Irish, which is not Scottish. And when you have different cultures competing against each other, that can be a problem. So we're actually going to use me, because I want him to be Scottish and I want him to be a diplomat. And there's a lot of random number generation involved in there, so I don't know how good a job that's even going to do, but we'll find out. And okay, so my chancellor has just botched the communication with the bishop, and a mayor. Wow, he's ticking off everyone but the king, which I guess is preferable to ticking off the king, technically. But we'll do the best we can. Alright, we're going to tie it off there for episode 2. Our chancellor's kind of botching things right now, but hopefully I can raise my son to do a better job than he's doing. If you like this content so far, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Those are the best ways to show me that I'm making stuff that you guys are enjoying, that you want more of this content. Also, comment down below, what are some of the elements of Crusader Kings 2 that you really like? The stuff that really brings you coming back for more. For me, I think it's just a really unique arc when you're running an entire dynasty over time. And while it can be frustrating to deal with titles and whether or not you can legally attack someone else, it makes a lot more sense in like a world economy to have to play by certain rules in order to go in and invade. When I used to play Age of Empires, for example, you would just gather a big army and go take whatever you want. But that's not how it works in the real world, and it's not how it works in Crusader Kings 2, and I think I rather enjoy it that way. How about you guys? Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys later for episode 3. Take care. Bye.